Welcome to the series of TypeScript, Node, Express, and MongoDB tutorial. In the previous videos of this series, we have seen uh, the TypeScript introduction and explanation of the project structure. Next, we set up MongoDB connection and added logging middleware with Winston npm package. Next, we have added HTTP request and error handling middleware. Next, we defined the Mongo schema and the model in the project. Next, we added JWT authorization and schema validation middleware, and we also added the login and registration API. So you can see this project structure, we already explained this project structure, Node TypeScript Mongo, where we have the SRC, the source directory we created. Inside source directory, we have the app.ts, server.ts, route.ts, where we define all the routes, and Mongo's connection for the MongoDB connections, logger.ts for the logging utilities and models. We currently have the user.ts data model for the user. In this video, we will add the todo.ts data model for the to-dos. And here we will add the to-do controller, the to-do directory inside the controllers folder. And inside the to-do directory, we will have the index.ts and the to-do CRUD.ts. So let's get started with our to-dos message, schema, and model. And next, to-do CRUD APIs, the create, read, update, delete APIs. So here is our project. Inside project SRC directory, we have the controllers. We already have the author and user controllers, and we have the users model. And if I show the APIs, login and registration APIs, we already have. This is the registration API and this is the login API. So I will run the server now by npm run dev in development mode. And if I show you the logs, so logs, you can see the 6 January and 7 January logs we have. When the server started, this will generate the today's log, 21st January. So you can see it's generated 21st January's log. And inside log, we can see the activity and the time is appended, connected to MongoDB. Whatever the log it's generated, it's also written into the log file. Now I'll test the registration API. So I'll register this user, test user, with the password secret and the first name, last name, email. So you can see this response it's generated. And here also it's generated the logging info post request / register. And if I try to log in with the same email and the password, so it gives me the token, the JWT token, which will be used in future APIs, the to-dos APIs. If the user have this token, then only we will allow to request to this to-dos API. So I will add the models todo.ts. So the to-do model will be similar to the user model. So I will copy some of the code base from the user.ts. So you can check the link of this video how I created this user model in the upper right corner. So our login and registration API is already integrated in Angular project, which I already created a Angular 16 project, which is using the login and the registration APIs, which using this Node TypeScript Mongo Express server as the backend of this web app. So if I show you this web application, so this is the web application which where we integrated this login API. We also have the registration, this registration page. From this registration page, user can register himself by providing the email, password, first name, last name, and if user have the valid email and the password, he can log in. So we already created this test at the test.com. So if I log in with this valid email, you can see login successful and logged in as the user test. And if I show you the log here, it's printed. You can see the method post / login service API. just now, and I just designed this to-do page where I will integrate this to-do APIs. You can check the playlist link of this Angular 16 project in the upper right corner. So if you see this to-dos page, we need the title of this to-do. By providing title, user can add the to-do, and we can delete the to-do by clicking these links, and we can uh, check or uncheck the to-do as to-do is done or pending. So here we will have the title created on and is done or not flagging. Now, if I come to the explanation of the to-do model, here I imported the necessary components from the Mongoose. So the first is the document. So document represents a document stored in the MongoDB. Next is the model, represents a Mongoose model. Next is schema, represents the structure of the document. Next is model, a function to create a new Mongoose model. Next, the interface definitions. This basically defines an interface name, the I2Do, that extend the document interface from the Mongoose. It specifies the structure of the to-do document with a title created on the is done properties. Next, the model interface definition. This defines the interface name IT2Do model that extends the model interface from Mongoose. It is used to represent the Mongoose model for the to-do document. Next is the Mongo schema. This creates the Mongo schema for the to-do. Here, it specifies the structure of the document with title created on the and the is done properties along with the respective types, requirements, and the default values. Like the title is a type string required, and the will be unique created on will be defaulted to the current date, and is done will be the boolean value, and it will be defaulted to the false. Next, this export class export const user creates a Mongoose model named user for the to-do document using the model function, and it is associated with the previously defined schema and uses I2Do model interface to ensure type safety. Next, I will create the controller for the to-do. So inside to-do, there will be a directory to-do. To-do will contain the index.ts where we will import all the functions, and we will also have the to-do CRUD. Our to-do controller will be similar to the register.ts where we created our users So you can see the register wrapper, and here is the schema validation. For the schema validation, I used the joy. So I will import these components from the express joy and the request middleware. And next I will copy this schema validation. Next I will also copy those all the things, and I will make necessary changes for the different controller, like create, read, update and delete. Now if I come to the explanation of this to do add to do wrapper uh, controller, so here I import the request handler is an interface from the Express.js framework for defining request handler functions. Next we have the joy, a validation library for the JavaScript and Node.js, and the relog request handler. If I show you the relog request handler, it's for the handling logging. I already explained this request middleware.ts. You can check the link of this video in the upper right corner. And next we have the snake, the to-do model, uh, Mongoose model for representing these to-do items, and the add to-do schema. This one defines the joy validation schema for validating the request body. When adding a new to-do, it specified that the request body must have a title property. This one, the title property, which will be string and will also be required. Next, we have the request handler at to-do wrapper. This is the main request handler function. It extracts title property from the request body, creates a new to-do object here, and it save in the MongoDB, and then responds with the JSON, which is inserted in our MongoDB, and 201 created status response. Similarly, I will add also the list all to-dos, get to-do by ID, and update to-do and delete to-do. Now I will go to the export point of the to-do controller and I will export all the controllers here. Here I added the list to-do wrappers. So by calling the todo.find method, to-do model, Mongo's model.find method. Next, get to-do by ID. Basically, I will get the ID in the query params and find by provided ID the to-do item. And next, we have the update to-do. So in the path param, we will get the ID and the request body will contain the titles which user need to update. And next, the delete to-do. By providing the to-do ID, we can delete this from the MongoDB. And if you see the relog, so in the relog request handler, we have the logging, also the validation. If the create one and the update one need the body validation, if the title is valid or not. That's why we provided the validation body here. And the rest of these routes don't need any validation, just need logging. Next, I will add the routes of all those to-dos in the router routes.ts file. So here we will have the to-do route. Now we have all the routes. The post routes one is the create new to do. Next is the get route for listing all to dos. Next is the get to dos by ID, get a particular to do. Next is the update put route to update the title of the to do. Next is the delete. By providing the ID, we can delete a particular to do. Next, I will see the log here. It's successfully compiled. Next, I will go to the Postman and test all those routes. So here we have the create to do, get to do list, get to do, update to do, and the delete to do. So first I will go to the create to do. So create to do title, we have the test, description we don't need. So I will post it. And you can see the error message is unauthorized 401. So in the header, we need the token here. So here it's also the is done. So I'll create this to do. We encounter another issue where the is done is giving so me the schema. We have to here the auth token is not supplied. So if I go to the model and the to do here I will default it to the false. So I will log in and get the token. So I log in with this email ID, test address. Here is our token. I will copy it and I will provide in the header. It will be the bearer token. And here I will paste this content. Now I will send this request to create to do. Now you can see it's successfully created. 201 created test and the is done is false. Now I go to the log here. Here it's post /to do logs printed Now I will list all the to-dos. So here is the list route, get all to-dos. Here I will provide the author token also, and I will send. Here it's listed, get all to-dos. Next, get to-do by ID. I will copy the ID from here. In this response, I will paste in the path param. Here is our ID, and I will request with this token, the bearer token, and here is our current token, and I will send. Here I am getting the response 200 and the to-do object. Now I will update the to-do. First I will take the ID here, and I will provide in the path param, in the path param, and next I will change the title, test updated on 21/01/24 at 11:53 p.m. and I will provide the authorization token here, the bearer token, and I will send. This successfully updated. I will test it's updated or not. So if I list to do test updated on 21st January 11:53 p.m. The next if I get to do, I will get the same updated one. So update is successful. Get is successful. Now I will delete this to do. So for the delete, I will provide the same ID here. So I provided this ID, and the authorization will be this token, and I will send, and it successfully deleted, and the status is 200. If I want to get this particular to do, I will get the to do is null. And now if I get the to do list, it should be empty. So you can see its to do list is empty area. That's it from this video. I hope you like the video. If you like the video, please hit the like button. Please share the video, and please subscribe to my channel, and please stick to this series. We'll add more APIs in this TypeScript Node Express MongoDB tutorial. Thank you.